see glory on each face. Surely the presence of the Lord is in this place. Please join me. Surely the presence of the Lord is in this place. I can feel God's mighty power and God's grace. I can hear the brush of angels' wings. I see glory on each face. Surely the presence of the Lord is in this place.
Good morning. Welcome to Everett Unity. Let's start our time together today with a reading from the Daily Word. Sunday, April 14th. We are open and receptive to God's healing power within us and within our dear ones. We trust with absolute faith that God is greater than any worldly condition. We cannot limit God. We listen to the still small voice within and feel guided along our healing journey. If fear and worry get the better of us and we start to feel anxious, we call forth the healing power of the indwelling Christ. We spiritually surrender our concerns. When we pray for our dear ones, we do not focus on their condition. Rather, we see them as the divine beings they are, whole, prosperous, and spiritually perfect. As we pray, we perceive God's healing presence moving through us and our beloveds. This presence is the health beyond the illness, the abundance beyond the insufficiency, and the life beyond death. It is the truth of our life. Scripture today from Isaiah chapter 58, verse 8. Your healing shall spring up quickly. And the opening statement you'll find inside your bulletin. God's healing power is moving through me. Let's repeat that together. God's healing power is moving through me. So let's sing together. Savannah is going to lead us in our opening song from our Melodies from the Heart Songbook, song number 26. Stand as you are able and we will sing together. Surprised me you wanted to sing the joy verse again. When you think about joy, don't you think about Savannah? I do. Well, welcome again. Good morning. I'd like to introduce you to the people who are most visibly serving you today. You were greeted by our ushers, Chris and Nancy. Our social hour is being hosted by Cora and Cara. Our audio-video support is being provided by Terry and Walter. You've met our musicians already, Terry and Savannah. Skeet is downstairs as our children's assistant. My name is Cindy, and our guest speaker today is Reverend Patty Becker. Welcome, Reverend Patty. I'd like to introduce you to her. She has been a spiritual leader at Unity of Kent since 2014. In her 22 years of ministry, she has served the greater Puget Sound area as senior minister of 3 Unity churches, guest speaker, teacher, and spiritual counselor. She is trained as a religious science practitioner, hospice worker, and spiritual director. As an ordained interfaith minister, she brings to her work a familiarity with all world religions and spiritual philosophies. As a licensed Unity teacher, she both teaches and practices positive, practical, transformational spiritual principles through the lens of the teachings of Jesus, metaphysics, and New Thought. She was born and raised in Seattle. Her entire career has been in service to her local area, where she has groomed her interests in helping others to realize and express their own spiritual potential. And aren't we lucky to have her here with us this morning? Welcome, Reverend. So now, as our new speakers always say, now they feel the pressure because I've introduced them, and now, oh boy. So I'd like to remind you, if you brought your cell phone in with you this morning, please turn that off. Reverend Patty's going to lead us in a nice meditation here in a few moments, so let's make it real quiet, okay? And then, let's see, I guess we're going to sing together again. There are probably some announcements I'm supposed to make, but I'm sorry, I don't remember them. Shout them out to me. I mean, we have our plant sale coming up on the 4th of May. That we'll be looking for all our supplies to come in on the 28th of April. We'll talk about that again next week. Oh, I guess there is one. Sorry, Savannah. Remember, Reverend Janet Lee Craft will be here, our speaker, next week, and then she'll be doing the 22 strategies for stress reduction and relaxation at 1 o'clock in the afternoon down in the social hall. So you'll have time for coffee and visiting, and time for lunch, and time to come back and join Reverend Janet. And for those of us who know her, I'm telling you right now, her class is worth sticking around for, so I hope you'll come back for it. Now, let's sing together again. Same songbook, song number 33, Stand As You're Able, and Savannah will lead us.
How could anyone ever tell you you were anything
Okay, let's settle in and get ready for our meditation now.
Good morning. Before I start the meditation, I'd just like to take a moment to look at you and to see you and to be seen by you, just to connect. This is my first time here with you, and I'm very happy to be here. So thank you for the invitation. And so let's come together in one collective breath. So I just invite you to inhale and exhale. And as we move into meditation, to let that first breath segue into each of us finding our own breath rhythm. And to just be with that. To settle into your own personal rhythm of breath. Inhale and exhale. Breathing in and breathing out. Letting that flow of air travel through your body as it converts to oxygen in your bloodstream. Nourishing your entire body. And so we give ourselves to that flow of nourishment by relaxing, opening, and being present to ourselves in this moment. And so just take some time to feel that cleansing with each inhale and the releasing of toxins with every exhale. And as our body cleanses and rejuvenates, we allow our minds to calm by slowing our thoughts. If we do have persistent mental distractions, we don't fight or try to force them away. We simply let them be and let them move on their own accord, without stress, without force. And we also let go emotionally. If you came into this experience this morning with anything on your heart that is causing worry or anxiety, we set that aside. We can pick it up again when we leave, but for now, we just set it aside. Imagine a basket next to your feet on the floor, and just drop those little things in that basket. They'll be safe there. One presence, one power as the universe. One presence, one power as my life. The source of all good. We release ourselves to this presence and power, for it knows far beyond our limited minds, our small minds, our ego minds, what it is that our divine mind is wanting. And so we allow that higher wisdom to be our guide. being still and attentive, we invite that wisdom to bubble up as inspiration and guidance. I am a divine being having a human experience. And so I let my human experience be the inspiration for divine outpicturing of my life. Everything in my physical world that causes me angst, I easily turn it over to the divinity within. And in that surrender, find a greater peace, greater meaning, and greater fulfillment. For a few moments in the silence, I invite you to connect thoughtfully to your divine core, your divine reality, knowing that it is the driver of your life, if we let it. As we take time for prayer and meditation, as we give ourselves the gift of being in the silence, we nurture ourselves and grow ourselves into richer expressions of the divine uniquely as ourself in the world. And so I give thanks for this time this morning, being in collective meditation, collective peace, for the power of connection, the power of life, the power of love, and the power of spirit expressing as us. Just as we went to the breath to enter into this experience of meditation, we now reconnect to that breath consciously and allow it to draw us back to our three-dimensional world, to our sensual experiences. We take a deep breath, we let our mind shift, we become more aware of the people around us. Our minds become enlivened as we prepare to open our eyes and to be present once again in the material world, giving thanks, feeling gratitude, and moving forward. And so it is. Amen.
With love, anything is possible. Any mountain can be climbed. Any river can be crossed. Nothing's ever lost with love. Anything is possible. With faith, anything is possible. Any mountain can be climbed. Any river can be crossed. Nothing's ever lost with faith. Anything is possible. With hope, anything is possible. Any mountain can be climbed. Any river can be crossed. And nothing's ever lost with hope. Anything is possible. With love, anything is possible. Any mountain can be climbed. Any river can be crossed. And nothing's ever lost with love. Anything is possible. With love, anything is possible. Any mountain can be climbed. Any river can be crossed. And nothing's ever lost with love. Anything is possible. Possible. Oh, possible. Oh, possible. Possible.
Am I coming through? Okay. I was just told, and I'm aware that I have kind of a quiet voice, and I'm not familiar with your sound system, so I'm going to ask that if it becomes difficult to hear me, just to raise your hand, and either I'll get louder or my friends in the sound booth will turn up the volume. One or the other. Okay. But let's not do it at the same time. Okay? All right. Once a month, I like talking about one of the 12 powers, since all the 12 powers are assigned to one of the months of the year, which makes it really convenient to have 12 months and 12 powers. And the month of April is dedicated to the spiritual power of love. As I was reading on your website, that there was a notification of that Love is the power for April, that the color of love is pink, and that's body location and an apostle, and it has all kinds of connections. As one of the 12 powers, love is an attribute of God that comprises the very foundation of our own spiritual identity. We are all made in the image and the likeness of God. Therefore, we all have within us a divine nature. In unity, we speak of ourselves as spiritual beings having a human experience, not the other way around. First, we are spiritual beings, and our beingness is right in the middle of having a human experience. So we are fully human and fully divine. We speak that way of Jesus sometimes, that Jesus is fully human and fully divine, and so to us. And some of you may be going, yep, that's true, and others may be going, no way. You know, it depends on where we are on the continuum of consciousness. And that's why we come here on Sunday, and that's why we gather, to lengthen that conscious awareness of who and what we are and how to exercise the full power of who we truly are. Love, excuse me. Love is an interesting topic. We all want love. We want to attract love into our lives. We want to express love to others. So it's a give and take. We want to receive and we want to give. Love has been the subject of countless poems, books, movies, songs, plays, letters. What else? Theater. Yeah. But love is just replete. I mean, we as human beings are so tuned in to love. We know when we want love. We know when we don't have enough love. We know when we feel love. And we want that feeling. And each of us has a different experience of what love feels like. Love has been studied. It has been categorized and contemplated. As an emotion, it's really difficult to be defined. We feel it as part of our spiritual nature, but are at a loss to say exactly what it is. We can describe its effects and know its results. You know, think of the first time you fell in love, or you thought you were in love. What were those feelings that you identified as love feelings? And I'm an interactive talker, presenter, so I'm asking you, this is a real question. Okay? So what were those feelings and experiences that told you, oh, I am in love? Joy. Peace. Okay. What? Excitement. Ooh, excitement. That's a big one. What else? Nausea. Nausea is a very real visceral experience, and I have never had anyone tell me that they associated that with love. So thank you. You've just expanded my repertoire. How else does it feel? Tingly? Anybody get tingly feelings? Scary? Yeah. Fun?
Butterflies.
Excuse me?
Butterflies.
Butterflies. Oh, butterflies tend to be my go-to feeling when I'm feeling low. And so we have this experience of it. And we, although it's difficult to explain, we have feelings about it, and we have connected it with our physical bodies, our physical experiences, as well as our emotional and our mental fields as well. Love is expressed and experienced, as you've just demonstrated, in a number of ways, allowing it to be felt within a very broad spectrum of relationships. What kind of love relationships? I mean, Love is broken down into different kinds of love. Love just is not a term that has a blanket application to everything. The Greeks told us that. So what kinds of love are there? Romantic love. I'll start. Romantic love. What else?
Puppy love.
Puppy love. You mean like you love your dog?
No.
Right. I know. What else? Platonic love. Right. Family love. Parental love. Pardon me? Ice cream. Ice cream love? Well, there's another addition to my repertoire. Love between friends. Love between lovers. Patriotic love. Brotherly and sisterly love. So there's lots of ways in we can experience love. We can experience love with people we are familiar with and are close to, as well as those who we don't know, and that is love expressed as service. And so how we view love, how we see love, how we learn about love has many different avenues. And I would like to share just a few avenues through the eyes and experience of 4 to 8 year olds about love. When my grandmother got arthritis, she couldn't bend over and paint her toenails. So my grandfather does it for her all the time, even when his hands got arthritis too. That's love. And that was by Rebecca, who's 8. Billy, age 4, says, when someone loves you, the way they say your name is different. You just know that your name is safe in their mouth. I know, that's a real awe. Love is when a girl puts on perfume and a boy puts on shaving cologne and they go out and smell each other. All right. And from Chrissy, who is 6. Love is when you go out to eat and give somebody most of your French fries without making them give you any of theirs. I love French fries, so I can really relate to that. Love is what makes you smile when you're tired. Love is when my mommy makes coffee for my daddy and she takes a sip before giving it to him to make sure it tastes just right. And that was Danny, age 7. Love is when you kiss all the time. Then when you get tired of kissing, you still want to be together and you talk. My mommy and daddy are like that. They look gross when they kiss. Love is what's in the room with you at Christmas if you stop opening presents and listen. Oh, I know. There's so many that are like this. Oh. If you want to learn to love better, you should start with a friend who you hate. Love is like a little old woman and a little old man who are still friends even after they know each other so well. My mommy loves me more than anybody. You don't see anyone else kissing me to sleep at night. And from Elaine, age 5, love is when mommy gives daddy the best piece of chicken. Love is when mommy sees daddy smelly and sweaty and still says he is handsomer than Robert Redford. And from Mary Ann, age 4, love is when your puppy licks your face even after you left him alone all day. Lauren, age 4, I know my older sister loves me because she gives me all her old clothes and has to go out and buy new ones. When you love someone, your eyelashes go up and down and little stars come out of you. You really shouldn't say, I love you, unless you mean it. But if you mean it, you should say it a lot. people forget. How true. People forget. As with all of the 12 powers, love is associated with a color and a body location. The color associated with love is pink. Pink is a softer hue, a softer vibration than red, and red is the color associated with what other power? Do you remember? Life. It's associated with life. Life is the drive to create, to be fully engaged. After life is brought forth, after passion and engagement, it is love that nurtures and supports what is brought forth. It is only natural then that the body location of love is the heart. The pairing of each of, and I think this is brilliant on Charles Fillmore's part, of pairing a spiritual power, spiritual faculty with a body location, because by doing that, the spiritual becomes grounded in the physical. And so we have a context, a field, if you will, a realm in which to practice this power. And I find it very helpful to, if I want to, well, for example, love, if I want to grow love, I'll wear pink because color has vibration, and we are made up of vibration and frequency, and so there's a resonance there. I go to my body center, my heart, and I actively quicken that, and I say it with an affirmation. I now quicken my faculty of love, and then experience or create an experience of expansion in my heart center. And so we can use color and body location to grow, enhance, and develop each one of our spiritual faculties, so then we can go out and practice it and apply it in real life. Love is a powerful influence in our lives, and it's our protective stronghold, designed to support us when we move through the ups and downs of our lives. It is the drive to emotionally attach ourselves to others who we trust for connection and well-being. This need for attachment is wired into our genes and our bodies. It is as basic to life, health, and happiness as our drives for food, shelter, and sex. We need emotional attachments with a few irreplaceable others to be mentally and physically healthy. It is this sense of attachment is a really important concept, that we do find connections with, and they don't exist with a wide range of people, but I know you experience in your life that you have certain people who you are attached to in a bonding kind of way rather than a codependent way, this attachment in which you feel safe, in which you can be yourself, in which you feel supported, and that your authentic self is accepted. Is that true? Is it true for anyone? Okay, and this is so important for us as we move through our lives. Recent research has documented, and I'm sure some of you know this, that children need love to survive. Okay? Without loving touch and nurturing attention, children will become seriously mentally and socially impaired. One of the areas of attachment that I studied when I was in college, and this was like 100 years ago, I took a psychology class, an intro psychology class, and actually it was that very class that made me decide, when I was a freshman, that I decided that psychology would be my field. But anyway, within this class, we studied the work of a psychologist by the name of Harry Harlow. Harlow did experiments with baby monkeys, rhesus monkeys, I believe. And he separated the babies from their mothers, and he placed them with a surrogate mother. And this surrogate mother was a wire frame that was covered with a soft terry cloth. So it was kind of soft and cuddly, but it was non-responsive. And the baby monkeys were given food, they were given water, they were given toys, but without the warmth, the care, and the attention of a flesh and blood mother, they become socially and mentally compromised, and they failed to thrive, and some even died. Recent research has found that it's not only babies and children who need love in the form of attachment, but adults do too. We do too. We don't grow out of that need. The attachment view of love is radically out of line with our culture's established viewpoint regarding adulthood. It was thought that adult maturity meant being independent and self-sufficient. It's the notion of that rugged individualist riding out on the prairies and on the range, taking care of himself and occasionally taking care of someone else. It's the notion that we should address and solve life's problems on our own and alone. So just think of how difficult it is to ask for help. Do any of you have a hard time asking for help? Yeah, me too. I'm that rugged individualist. I can do it better and faster myself. I don't need. As I'm getting older, though, I'm becoming more open to asking for help, especially when it comes to my physical body, because at this age, at the age that I am and going forward, if I don't take care of my body, if I don't take care of myself and use my brains a little better than my muscle, I run the chance of getting injured. And then that is something else to deal with that I don't want to deal with. So anyway, I've become accustomed to asking for help, especially in those awkward, heavy situations that another person is really welcome. So this need to connect and seek out others, there's a name for it. It's called effective dependency, not codependency, but effective dependency, which is the ability to turn to others for support. And this ability, this effective dependency, is viewed as a sign of a source of strength. That when we have the strength to engage and ask for help, it's seen as a marker of maturity. Secure connection to a loved one is empowering. When we feel safely connected to others, we understand ourselves better and we like ourselves more. Securely bonded adults are more curious and open to new information and to life's experiences. They are healthier and able to manage difficulties with more creativity and with more energy. They have high levels of well-being and are able to move through their lives with greater confidence. And I have found that in my life. As I have established and nurtured close attachments, I find myself becoming more confident and more sure of myself, more willing to take risks, and it has increased my self-esteem. Not because someone is telling me that I'm wonderful, but that the relationship is so nurturing that I am finding that in myself that, well, gosh darn it, I am wonderful. Science from all fields tell us that we are not only social animals, but animals who need a special kind of connection to truly flourish. If any of you are interested in exploring this part, adult attachment, more deeply, I'd like to recommend a book called Hold Me Tight by Dr. Sue Johnson. So there's another kind of love that is the absolute basis of mature love for others, and that is self-love. Who here is really good at self-love? Wait a minute, I'm hearing an echo. I'm glad some of you raised your hand. Yes, great, you are our mentors. Okay, who are those people again? I want everyone to, okay, you, and you. Okay, everybody look at them because they are your mentors in this community for self-love. I have a wonderful story to share about a friend of mine who was very low in self-esteem. She noticed through mindfulness, thank goodness, but she noticed herself really putting herself down. And those with are really good at self-care don't know about this, so just bear with me. But she found herself getting into cycles of self-criticism, that she spoke harsh words to herself, that she had a difficult time accepting compliments. And so she said, all right, enough of this. I want to change. I need to transform my life into becoming more self-loving. And so what she did was she invited her friends to her home and to a ceremony, a ritual. And this ceremony was a marriage. And she created an experience of marrying herself. And it was quite unique, and it was very beautiful. And she gave herself a ring, and she wore this ring on her wedding ring finger to remind herself as her commitment to self. She made vows to herself, such as to be more sensitive to her own needs, to be kind and forgiving of herself when she made mistakes, to be faithful to her values and to her dreams, to grow. She made a commitment to encourage self-growth through openness and new experiences, and to nurture and love herself by not setting impossible expectations or goals, but goals and expectations that were reasonable, and that if she met those goals, to celebrate them in some way. And if she didn't meet those goals, to adjust them and to try again. And it was a very, I think, from my point of view, a very sane and wonderful experience in growing her self-love. And before we went to this ceremony, I was kind of wondering, God, marrying herself, what's that going to be like? And didn't know what to expect. But as I was a witness to those vows and to the wearing of the ring and her commitments, I thought, what an inspiration, an inspirational way to grow self-love. Love played a central part in the mission of our way shower and teacher, Jesus. Jesus' relationship to God was one of love. His whole ministry was built on love. And it is this relationship of love that formed the foundation of his ministry and allowed him to break Jewish practices based on the law for what he viewed as a higher purpose, a higher law built on love. And so he would help others. He would give service on on Sabbath days, that he would heal, he would touch people who were considered unclean. He invited strangers to eat with him, and he was very inclusive. And all of that came out of his interpretation of Scripture, that the Pharisees and the Jewish council interpreted it as God is love. He translated and understood that phrase in Hebrew to mean God is compassion, God is love. And so that's what he expressed, and that is what he taught. Love was so essential to the life and mission of Jesus that he summed up all of the Jewish law, all 406 points of mitzvot, into 2 commandments. And the first one is love God with all your heart, all your soul, all your spirit, with all your mind, with all your thought, and with all your strength, with all your body. And the second one, the second commandment is love your neighbor as yourself. So often we rush forward into our mission to love that we skip that part about self-love, when it is so basic and elementary, and how we ourselves are able to show love. I want to close with a reading that I thought was very appropriate to the subject and the kinds of things I've been talking about this morning. And I hope you enjoy it too, and I hope you are inspired by it. And it's called Love is Remembering. Love is remembering to love the Lord our God with all our heart, with all our soul, with all our mind, and all our strength. To love ourselves, to love our neighbor as ourselves, to owe no one anything but love. Love is remembering to condemn no one, to keep no score of wrong, to take no delight in the shortcomings or mistakes of others, to bear no grudges. Love is remembering to be patient, kind, generous, and resilient, to be receptive to the highest and the best in all. Love is remembering to set others free, to give them living and growing space, not to be possessive or jealous. Love is remembering not to boast, not to be conceited, not to be rude or thoughtless. Love is remembering to give as we would receive, to forgive that as we would be forgiven, to bless as we would be blessed, to free as we would be free. Love is remembering to let our light shine, not only when our world seems to be peaceful, harmonious, and in tune, but also when it may appear warlike, inharmonious, and out of tune. Love is not dependent on outer appearances for its operation. In fair weather and in foul, it shines, like the sun on the deserving and the undeserving alike. Love is remembering to send healing balm on the just and the unjust. It shares its treasures with the beautiful and the unbeautiful, the weak and the strong, the lovable and the unlovable. Love is remembering to believe that there is no limit to love's endurance, no end of its trust, fading of its hope. Love can outlast anything. Love never fails. Love is remembering to realize that love is the best way of all, that without it, all other gifts are a noisy gong or a clanging cymbal. Without love, all work, sacrifice, and knowledge is meaningless. Love is remembering to have faith that though now we perceive reality mostly through a glass darkly, a glass distorted by fear and false beliefs. The time is inevitably coming when we will be finished with childlike views and will see reality as it truly is. And when we see reality as it truly is, we see that all is love. Love is remembering to let all things be made new and to give ourselves permission to become new creatures of love and life and light. Love is remembering to give thanks that it is our Creator's good pleasure to give us the kingdom of love, to give us the kingdom of life, of forgiveness, of freedom, and that it is our good pleasure to accept the kingdom and to share it with all in our world. Love is remembering. To remember that God is love, that in our Creator there is no darkness, no condemnation, nor punishment, and that we are extensions of the infinite. Love is remembering to let go of fear, resentment, and guilt as they come into awareness, either through quiet contemplation or when we are triggered by the actions or inactions of others. Perfect love casts out fear, resentment, and guilt. Love is remembering. To remember that our neighbor is also an extension of the infinite love, that we are created to be sons and daughters of our Creator, who is love, as we share this beautiful place called Earth. Love is remembering to give as we would receive, to forgive that as we would be forgiven, to bless as we would be blessed, to free as we would be freed. Love is remembering to let our light shine, not only when our world seems to be peaceful, harmonious, I already did that. So I apologize, but anyway, let's do it some more. Love is not dependent on our experience for its operation in all weather. Like the sun, it shines on the deserving as well as the undeserving. Love is remembering, to remember that love is our God, life is our religion, humanity is our church. Loving our neighbor and ourself is our daily worship. Something that I like to do and at the end of my talks is give homework. Why have a lesson without homework? It's a no-brainer. So, I have homework for you this week. I'd like you to intentionally and fearlessly, honestly, look at your own lives. And not to revamp or transform every aspect of your life, but just to, and you can do this in meditation, and it's probably the first thing that comes to mind is the item that you're going to be engaged with. Find that one thing that you are ashamed of, either in the past or in the present moment, just that one thing that you may be ashamed of, a mistake you may have made about which you still hold guilt, whenever that was, to realize that it's in the past. Realize that you did everything you could, at the very best you could, with what you knew then. And that it's time to move on. Time to forgive yourself, time to let go, and time to be free. When we hold ourselves accountable to things of the past, it's an unfair judgment because whatever we did in the past was done from the viewpoint of all we knew then. Now, in the future, looking back, we know more. And so we can't apply that same framework to a past events when we didn't know. So I'm going to ask that you free yourself, that you find that one thing and courageously free yourself so that you might then free others who may be needing your presence in their lives. Thank you very much.
Freedom. I like that. That one thing you're ashamed of. How kind. One thing. Just one. One. Yeah, I know. One thing. Thank you so much, Reverend Patty. What a wonderful message. I think this study we've been doing in April, I know this is only our second study, but talking about love so intentionally is so powerful, and I really appreciate your take on it. Thank you so much. Well, let's sing together again. We're going to sing from the Melodies from the Heart Songbook, song number 24. Stand up and stretch your leg and get your wiggles out, and let's sing together. Well, now it's time to bless our offering and thank our Creator for the many blessings that we have been given and affirm our gratitude. So let's start by affirming the truth about ourselves. And this is how it goes. My name is, and you use your name, and I am prosperous always and in all ways. So let's say this together. My name is, and I am prosperous always and in all ways. Always meaning forever and ever, and always as in all forms. So let's take our offering now. You can hold it next to your heart literally or figuratively. I know many of you contribute online, you contribute through the mail, so you don't actually have anything to drop in the basket today. But as it comes across, put a little blessing in there. And let's just bless this offering together. Divine love flowing through me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I share, and all that I receive. Thank you, Father, Mother, God. Amen.
When I smile, What can I say? How can I thank you for the day? Oh God, my blessings are overflowing now. When I cry, that's the love overflowing, love overflowing from you. When I cry, that's the love overflowing, love overflowing from you. What can I say? How can I thank you for the day? Oh God, my blessings are overflowing now. No words, oh, no words, oh, you already know the secrets of my soul, 'cause I'm a part of you. No words, oh, no words, oh, you're the sacred truth in everything I see and everything I ever do. When I sing, it's the song overflowing from you. When I sing, that's the song overflowing from you. What can I say? How can I thank you for the day? Oh God, my blessings are overflowing. My blessings are overflowing. My blessings are overflowing now. No words, oh, no words, oh, no words, oh, no words,
Lead the blessing of the offerings, and so I would like us to do that together. In my services at Unity of Kent, we all participate in this part, and we do so by rubbing our hands together and getting the energy going, and directing it to the gifts given, and just opening our hearts and realizing that each gift has been offered freely. Each gift is a representation of a person's life, of their energy, of their devotion, of their commitment. and of their faith. So that these are not just dollars and cents, but they are energy of transformation. And we see this energy transforming our congregation here, that it offers support for the fulfillment of obligations, as well as funding for future activities that bless ourselves as well as others. And hopefully, as we are blessed and develop and grow in our spiritual awareness, wherever we are a walking, talking blessing to the world. And so it is. Amen.
I mentioned to you a few weeks ago that we were the recipient of a very generous gift, a gift of $5,000 from the church, Kent, of Unity Church in Kent. And it is my distinct privilege and honor to officially thank Reverend Patty Becker and her community. I know that that gift came to us through a great deal of change and a great deal of turmoil for that community. And it was a gift, a blessing to us, and it was a generous offer of support and commitment to the work that we do. And we all know, us brothers and sisters in this church work, that we are in interesting times. We've talked about that within our own community, keeping our own doors open, keeping our own obligations met. And so when something like this comes along, we know it comes as a blessing to us, but as a real heartfelt change for the Kent community. And so I really want to express our love to them and our thank you for supporting us. And Reverend Patty would like to say something. So. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. What a generous acknowledgement. I appreciate that. Yes, Kent and myself personally are going through a great deal of change, endings and beginnings. Things have died, are in kind of a metamorphosis period, and then out of those. Out of that introspection, something else will be born, both the community and myself. And I'm not sure what that is yet. But one thing that we needed to do as a result of prayer, of surrender to the direction of Spirit, in addressing a situation coming out of COVID that we were unable, for whatever reason, to recover from, it became necessary to sell our building, our church building. And luckily, a congregation who had been renting from us for 7 years, an evangelical Spanish congregation, were thrilled to have the opportunity to buy it. And we were thrilled that they were able to purchase it as well. After fulfilling our, and as a result, the building is filled with this new energy and exuberance that it really, really needed. Our own congregation had dwindled to maybe 16 in-house as well as on Zoom. And it was an older congregation with no new people coming in. And to experience the transformation that this new congregation made to the space was truly uplifting and heart expanding. So in selling the building and after fulfilling our financial obligations, we had this pile of money. And as we go forward, we're still a viable, we're still, a Unity entity. Unity of Kent is still an entity. We wanted to share, having been in a position of not knowing what our future was going to be and having financial difficulty, we knew that we weren't the only ones. And so it was our true delight and good pleasure to contribute to all of the Unity churches around the Puget Sound area, and as well as the region. And so giving to you and others has just been a joy. And I just wanted to share that backstory with you. And I hope it makes a difference as you go forward, and that you find it in the future to pay it forward in whatever way that is appropriate and significant for you and your unique personality as a church. So.
And I would just like to say that I think Kent Unity opened the floodgates for this community. Our donations have increased in the last few months. We've had a $900 one-time donation. We've had two $500 one-time donations. So I just want you to see the power in that intentional prosperity and the focus on that. So thank you again. So time for social hour. Oh, Sharon?
Can I say something?
Please.
I hope I get this quote right. Evolution is not survival of the fittest. It is the extension of the generosity of surplus.
Wow. So say it again.
I didn't make it up.
Say-
Evolution is not survival of the fittest.
Evolution is not survival of the fittest.
It is the extension of the generosity of surplus.
It is the extension of generosity of the surplus. Yeah, exactly. Thank you. Well, it's time for social hour, my friends. The children have come in the room. Let's circle around. We'll say our prayer of protection and sing our peace song. Come on downstairs and join us afterwards if you'd like. There we go. Perfect. All right. And I want to ask a question of Rick and Mary and Chris. So please see me before you leave today. I have a question for you. Everybody, look at him. It's like being called to the principal's office. Oh my God. Walter, what? Yes?
Drum circle Friday night.
Drum circle Friday night. Another voice heard from. All right, my friends. Prayer protection. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. And the presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well.